Hi, so I know it's been a long time, but I'm just so angry I have to talk about this. So I live in Boston and I follow this creator. His name is Marc Lewis and he makes a lot of videos about Boston. They're really funny and that kind of stuff. But one of his reels popped up on my feed this morning and it was him talking about how Canada passed a law requiring tampons to be accessible in men's bathrooms, which I think is great. I think good job Canada for finally not being the transphobic ass that America is. He had some words to say about it and I really just don't understand how some people can just be so ignorant about other people. Like everything with like LGBTQ stuff, I just don't understand why people can't just like keep it to them fucking themselves. Keep it to themselves because it literally doesn't impact them. It makes no difference in their life, so why do you have an opinion on it? He said, I'll put like the clips in here.
Just when you thought the world couldn't get any crazier, Canada steps in and they're like, no, we got this. Because they just passed a law requiring tampons to be in male bathrooms. You read that correctly. I don't know. Maybe just give them to women. Maybe just give them to people with menstrual cycles and that would need these biologically. And I don't know. This is a tough one. JK, no, it's not. This is crazy. So this is my main question here. If you're a man identifying as a woman, what are you doing with this? Where are you putting this item? What are you doing with this? I'm sorry if that sounds like weird to say. Where's it going? What are you doing with this? I don't know. Are you gonna take one of these and just be like, oh, thank God this item is here. It helps me with nothing. No, like nothing at all. This is kind of the equivalent of somebody like holding a drink at a party. Even though they don't intend on drinking anything, they kind of want to just blend in. I'm sorry, not to be incendiary, right? But if you're a man with one of these items in an orifice of your body and you're just sitting, you're a mentally deranged person. You're an insane person. Like that's wild.
Quote, men who identify as women would go into the bathrooms and then take the tampons and hold them just to like feel like women, and he compared it to the equivalent of going to a party and holding a drink just because you want to fit in but you're not going to use the drink. So first of all, saying men who identify as women, that's not correct. You would say women who were born male or AMAB people, but let's just pretend that wasn't even part of this conversation first. The tampons in the men's bathroom are not for trans women. I feel like is that not common sense that's why they're not there? He made all these assumptions about like where the trans women would be putting these tampons like in other holes. I'm just like, how do you not understand anatomy? How do you not understand that that's literally not what's happening at all? Tampons are there for trans men. They're there for fathers who may go into the bathroom with their daughters and their daughters needs a product or something like that. Literally, it could be anything. It's not any of my fucking business and it's not any of your fucking business either. Hey, so I'm editing and Marc Lewis just posted another thing. I'll put the comment like on here. He's saying that it's not anything about fathers getting anything for their daughters, but it's about, quote, men's use for these items, which God damn. And that apparently it's obvious that it has zero to do with women having access to tampons, which yeah, I think we knew that already. Period products are not like things that people just steal and just have because they're of no benefit to you unless you're having a period. So I don't understand why you would just assume that you would just have them just cause like that's not how that works at all. And literally, it's just so transphobic of him to just say stuff like this. Like, I feel like it's pretty obvious why they're there. It's because some men have vaginas. And I know I'm gonna get lots of comments from people being like, what the fuck? You don't understand, huh? What biology? I'm just gonna be like, look at the difference between sex and gender. Sex and gender are not the same thing, and they never will be the same thing. They never have been the same thing. And then another comment, he replied to someone, he said, women should use the women's room, men should use the men's room. What you identify as and what you biologically are can be two different things. One is subjective, one is objective. You literally like just defined sex and gender right there. This is so funny to me. Like, your sex is not... I just don't understand how you basically just defined what sex versus gender is, and yet you still can't, like, wrap your own head around it. You just, like, went against the beliefs that you had about this whole thing being, like, wrong. Like, I just don't understand. Most people, cisgender people, that means they identify with the sex that they were assigned at birth. So, for example, someone with 2 X chromosomes and someone who identifies as a woman, that's a cisgender person. But there could be someone who has 2 X chromosomes that identifies as a man. That person would be a trans man. They might still need period products, and having them accessible in a bathroom that they would be using is just good for them. It's good for everyone else because they don't have to be embarrassed about using period products. They're right there just so they can use them, and they don't have to go into a woman's bathroom where they'll probably feel uncomfortable because they are a man, not a woman. Like, come on. And I just don't understand why people have to get into other people's business and just talk about biology and that kind of shit. Like, your opinion of biology, like, oh, someone who's born a man is only a man, someone who's born a woman is only a woman. Like, no. And literally, I know there's so many people who I've gotten into arguments about this with because they just don't understand the difference between sex and gender. And once you get that difference, it's pretty obvious to see why having tampons in a men's bathroom is a good thing. People just wouldn't go into bathrooms and start taking tampons and pads for themselves just because they have a penis. People just don't do that. I don't know why people assume that people would do that, but that's just not what happens at all. Like, literally, just have some fucking empathy that there are people out there who are men that just happen to have vaginas, or they might be intersex, they might have something else, but like, why do you need to get in someone else's business about the parts in their fucking pants? I don't know. I literally just don't know. It makes me so angry because it's just like basic empathy to not give a shit about someone else's identity, someone else's parts, and just let them like live their fucking life. Like, I don't even know if this is empathy or just like respect. Why does it impact you? It does not impact you at all, Mr. Mark Lewis, if there are tampons in men's bathrooms. It literally doesn't. It doesn't impact any cisgender male, really. So then why do you have to have an opinion on it? Why do you have to say stuff like Canada's going crazy or stuff like that? Like, I just don't understand. Like, he just keeps talking about how like the world's going mad and stuff, and just like, the world isn't going mad, it's just becoming more accepting. Every person that has a problem with the world just becoming accepting of identities that have previously been erased, like, what the fuck is your problem? Why do you care so much about someone else when you literally have no like impact on their lives? Their life, them living the identity that they are, is not gonna impact you at all, so why do you think that you deserve an opinion on it? I just don't get it, and now I'm angry, so look what I've done to myself. But like, it's so easy to not be transphobic, but here we are in the world where there's creators who spread stuff all around talking about, oh my god, these countries are crazy, oh my god, all of these things, and just like, shut the fuck up. It's so easy to just not talk about or talk to or literally do whatever you want about trans men, trans women, so just stop. Maybe did you ever think about that? Just like, stop. Also, back to the original point, if you're saying men who identify as women, they would be in the fucking women's bathrooms. Like, let's just use that logic there. So then why do you care about the tampons and pads being in men's bathrooms? That doesn't really make sense to me if you're so concerned about trans women. And if that really was a problem, didn't you think that something would be done about it by now? But apparently not. Apparently this is the biggest crisis in the world. There's so much happening right now. There's a genocide going on right now, and everyone only cares about tampons going into men's bathrooms. I'm angry. I'm fed up. Welcome to gender. I just needed to get this out because I'm just so pissed off. Okay, bye.